Welcome to Easy Learning Tree Kids, where learning is fun. Today, let's dive into the exciting story of Leo the Brave and the Mysterious Roar. Once upon a time, deep in the heart of the golden savannah, lived a young lion named Leo. Unlike the other lions in his pride, Leo wasn't the biggest or the strongest, but he had the bravest heart. He loved to explore, climb trees, even though lions weren't the best at it, and help his friends whenever they were in trouble. One bright morning, as Leo played by the watering hole with his friends, a clever monkey named Momo, a cheerful zebra named Zizi, and a tiny, giggly meerkat named Tilly. They heard a deep, rumbling roar echo through the trees. "Did you hear that?" Zizi asked, her ears twitching nervously. "That sounded huge," Momo said, hopping onto Leo's back for safety. Tilly shivered. "I think it came from the dark hollow." Leo's golden eyes sparkled with excitement. "Let's find out what it is." Zizi shivered. "But what if it's dangerous?" Leo puffed out his chest. "Then we'll be brave together." And so the four friends set off through the tall grass, following the mysterious sound. As they walked, they met different animals who had also heard the roar. "It came from the dark hollow," squeaked Tilly the meerkat. "It shook the ground," trumpeted Ollie the elephant. As they continued their journey, they crossed a bubbling brook where colorful fish danced beneath the water. They climbed over fallen logs and even helped a family of turtles who were stuck in the mud. Along the way, Leo told stories of the bravest lions in history, making his friends giggle and cheer. They stopped at a tall baobab tree to rest, where a family of playful squirrels offered them juicy mangoes. Momo did a silly dance, making everyone laugh, and even Zizi, who was usually cautious, played tag with Tilly. They were having so much fun that for a moment they forgot all about the mysterious roar. The dark hollow was a shadowy part of the savannah that no one dared enter. Stories said it was haunted by a giant beast that had never been seen before. But Leo wasn't afraid. He had a feeling that something was not as scary as it seemed. As they reached the dark hollow, the roar thundered again, sending birds flying from the trees. Zizi gulped. Momo wrapped his tail around Leo's mane. "Maybe we should go back?" Leo took a deep breath. "We've come this far. Let's take a look." Slowly they tiptoed inside. The trees were thick and vines curled like snakes. The ground was soft, covered in fallen leaves. They saw glowing fireflies floating like tiny lanterns and heard the croaks of frogs in the distance. They even spotted a family of bright red parrots singing softly to each other. Suddenly, something rustled behind a bush. Tilly let out a tiny squeak and jumped onto Zizi's back. "Who dares enter my home?" A deep voice boomed. Momo jumped onto Zizi's back. "Ah, it's the beast!" Leo, however, stood his ground. "We mean no harm. We just wanted to know who was making such a big roar." The bushes rustled, and out stepped a lion. An old lion with a shaggy mane streaked with silver. His paws were large, but he moved slowly, and his golden eyes were kind despite his loud voice. "My name is Baraka," the old lion said. "I once ruled the savannah, but now I live here in peace. I have been practicing my roar, but my voice has grown too weak to be heard far and wide." Leo tilted his head. "But why do you need such a loud roar?" Baraka sighed. "A lion's roar isn't just for strength. It tells others where we are, calls for help, and keeps the pride safe. But now that I'm old, my roar doesn't reach the pride anymore. They might forget me." Leo's heart swelled with understanding. "You are never forgotten if you have friends. We will help you. The old lion blinked in surprise. Help me? How? Leo turned to Momo and Zizi. If we all roar together, we can make Baraka's roar louder than ever. Momo scratched his head. Monkeys don't roar, but I can screech. Zizi giggled. And I can neigh really loudly. Tilly clapped her tiny paws. And I can squeak super loud. Excited, they took their places. Baraka lifted his head and with all his might he roared. Leo roared too and Momo let out the loudest screech. Zizi neighed at the top of her lungs. Tilly squeaked with all her might. The sound echoed through the savannah, reaching far and wide. Animals from all around perked up their ears. The pride heard the sound and came running. Baraka, they cheered. We heard your roar. The old lion's eyes filled with happy tears. You helped me, thank you. Leo beamed. That's what friends do. From that day on, Baraka was never alone. The animals visited him every day, bringing fresh fruit and telling stories. Leo and his friends often returned to play games, listen to Baraka's old tales of adventure, and learn important lessons about courage, kindness, and teamwork. One day, Baraka gathered all the animals around and told them, true strength doesn't come from how loud you roar, but from how big your heart is. The animals cheered, and Leo stood proudly, knowing that bravery was about helping others, not just being the strongest. Leo became known as the bravest lion in the savannah, not because of his size, but because of his heart. He learned that being brave doesn't always mean fighting. It can mean helping others, being kind, and standing together. And whenever the wind carried the sound of a great, mighty roar, all the animals smiled, knowing it was the roar of friendship and courage. Wow, what an adventure, friends! Leo and his buddies taught us that bravery isn't about being the strongest. It's about helping others and never giving up. If you had fun, give us a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and join us at Easy Learning Tree Kids for more exciting stories. See you next time, little explorers.